doing this whole bike top to bottom, so I'm checking every single thing, every part, clean, polish. You know, we're gonna do this thing up right, the best I can do it anyways. And in the Norton, there's the screen that filters the sump oil in the bottom of the drain plug. And this is something every time you change the oil, you know, you should probably check. There's a little circlip in there. You can just undo that with your fingers. Just pops right out. And I just flushed this thing out and cleaned it out as best I could. And I thought I better pull it apart. You know, let's clean it right out good. And just pop the washer out the end. Pop the screen out. I sprayed this screen right out with like brake cleaner and blew it all out nice and clean. Make sure there's no filings stuck in the screen. And then I looked inside the bottom of the drain bolt here, or the sump screen, and there were still chunks of crud and carbon built up on the bottom, like hardened crystal chunks in there. So I really flushed it out, cleaned it, wiped it out. This should probably be done every time you change the oil. It's a simple little procedure, and I don't know if this bike's ever been done. I don't know, but I'm cleaning it. Okay, the dreaded oil pump. I'm gonna take it apart. The reason why I don't like taking it apart is because, you know, you get some brass fittings here. They got soft threads. It's probably a fine thread screw. And I don't know if you can see here, look real closely, but there's two dimples here. You know, this pump's been apart before already once. And then you set it with a punch on the end of the screw so it doesn't back itself out and become loose. Well, I see two punch marks, so it's been apart before. But let's see if we can break this loose. Want to make sure you got the right size screwdriver. Put lots of pressure. There's one. Just want to see the... Yeah, you can see the screws have been taken out once before. They're a little bit rounded. Holy moly, that one's in there good. They're still in there tight. So, let's see what's inside here. We're looking for scoring on the surface plate, on the end, clearance between the gears and the housing, nicks and dings in the gears, and picking up crap in the oil. And then I'm going to be Loctiting these babies back in. Looks like there's a nut holding on the worm gear here that I might have to remove. We'll see. That gear's in the way of taking those screws right out. You can see that a little bit better there. One gear came out like that. I want to make sure I get them in the right way. They're straight cut gears, so no markings. Looks like they can go in either way, but I'm going to put it back in the way I took it out. Oh, there's a little bevel on the inside, so that goes in towards the housing. So that goes like that. Here's the plate. There's a little bit of wear in it. A little bit of surface wear, not too much. There's a groove cut from one side to the other, probably to allow lubrication, a little bit of oil in there. That looks like it's machined. And Take the shaft out. Shaft feels nice and snug and tight, not worn out. You know, a little bit of wear there, but usable. Take out this other gear. The drive gear is slotted. Yeah, it's got a little bevel on the inside of the gear, so we know that faces the housing. Okay, I got a big correction here. In my last video, I said this was returned from the tank, and this was the feed from the tank. I got those backwards. This hole here comes from this pipe, which is the outside pipe. This is your feed. Feeds oil to the oil pump. And I got the oil pump all apart here. Where are we in the light? And that's this hole here. Feeds in here. The gear pump pushes the oil pressure through here. Where are we? Into the outer case, timing gear case here, into the end of the crank, and then also comes out the end into the feed line that feeds the head of the engine. So this hole here is the scavenge hole from the oil drain plug. It picks it up through that hole there, pumps it out through the top. You'll see there's a hole in the top right in there. This hole is plugged off by the cover. And that forces it down through the center hole. So that hole inside goes to the center hole, which is return. So this side of the pump pumps the return. Whoops, get the camera down at the right angle. This side of the pump, the right-hand side, pumps the return back to the oil tank, the reservoir. This side is the high pressure side that feeds the engine and the oil galleries. So that's how that works. I think I had that reversed in my last video when I was talking about that. Anyways, the oil pump, you know, the surface of the covers, the gears, everything looks tight. Everything looks in good shape. You know, I don't see any pitting or grooves or nothing. So I think I'm just going to put this back together. Even the surface on this side is, I mean, minimal wear. This pump looks in real good shape. Going to put it back together. Feel like, and all the shafts feel super tight. I don't feel anything loose anywhere. That's where I'm at with the oil pump. I'll just start assembling that back together. Put the oil pump back together. Put a little dab of Loctite on each of these screws. Cranked them in there tight. I'm not going to peen them again. I'm pretty confident I got them tight. Before I put them in, though, I didn't put on video, but when I put the gears back in the case, I'm feeling that if they're flush with the housing, or pretty damn near, and they were, maybe there's a thou, I don't know, not very much of an edge, the gears are in there. Then I pre-assemble it with some assembly lube and a little bit of 2050 synthetic oil, because who knows when I'm going to get this motor back together. I wonder how many videos it's going to take to put this motor back together as well too. 40, 50, I don't know, I'm at 14, no, 15 now. I think this is the 15th video, I think. I'm not sure. Anyways, that's it. At least I got that pump done, taken apart. I'm confident with it. It's going to be good. And I'll wrap that up, seal it, until we're ready to put it back together.